All right, so hello everybody, and I'm Dale from Financial Aid. We have got some announcements for y'all this fall that pretty important, some changes happening in financial aid. Lottery aid from Tennessee, what in the world is that? Well, there's different types of financial aid, like have you heard of the Hope Scholarship, Tennessee Promise, Tennessee Reconnect, etc. The state passed a law this past year that all classes to be eligible for state aid will have to be in your program. So that means needed for your major to finish your degree, not just random classes. The federal aid works that way as well. So if a student is receiving money from the Department of Education, like the Pell Grant, if you've ever heard of that, or even student loans are affected, then again, classes need to be actually needed for your degree. You want to make sure you're aware of your registration so that you make sure, especially when you're registering for classes, you'll probably get a pop-up saying, and maybe an email later saying if your classes are not in program. So be watching your account there, and you can always ask financial aid if you need to. All right, so a huge change this fall. The way financial aid is dispersed or paid out. Because we're moving to 7-week type classes predominantly, and some of them start in August and others may start in October in the fall semester, and the same principle goes for the spring semester. Some classes, a student may have all the classes registered, but some of them may not start till that second session, right? They may want to do a few first and then do the rest later. Well, what Chattanooga State has decided to do is go ahead and disperse or kind of pay out all the financial aid at the beginning, assuming the student is attending the classes that have already started, and assuming they will attend the classes that will be starting a little bit later that semester. Okay? Now what gets really tricky is what if a student drops out or just doesn't attend that next session in October to finish out the semester. Then they may owe money back, all right, because it wasn't eligible at least of the amount that paid for the class they didn't attend. So the way you earn financial aid is to actually attend classes. So we get financial aid by doing the FAFSA, we earn financial aid by attending our classes, and then we keep financial aid by passing our classes. All right, and this is a really good change in some ways. The Department of Education decided just a few weeks ago that typically when you do a FAFSA, they decide if they want more information, and it's called verification, and they tell our office that we have to collect more documents from you. They have kind of put that on hold right now for most students. So unless you have something special on your account that's needed by our office, we're getting to waive a lot of that. Go get your parents' tax records and, go fill out an extra form, on top of your FAFSA and all this extra stuff that I had to do when I was a student. I got selected for verification as well. So a lot of that is changing right now for a lot of students. So some of you that may have had requirements on your requirements list may be waived now. So when you check your financial aid requirements, which is one of the green circles in TigerWeb, it's called financial aid eligibility requirements, you can see what's on your list. And so don't freak out if well, before it said it was needed and now it says it's waived. Do I really still need to do it? If it's waived, you do not, all right, unless we have to change again. All right, so financial aid cannot be considered eligible until any requirements are fulfilled that are needed.